Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Turnpike Titan podcast. As always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Jared and Vinny. I've been watching this football team religiously for about probably 18 to 20 years, but I've been a fan my entire life. I don't know if I've ever witnessed a game that a team has beaten themselves more than this game we just witnessed against the Steelers. Lost some sleep over it. In the grand scheme of things, knock on wood, it's not going to affect our expectations to get to the postseason. But the first seed was there for us to take again, as well as momentum going into a short week against a better team. And we just let it fucking slip away. And there's a lot of bad that needs to be pointed out and held accountable for. And I'm going to point out all of it. And once I do, of course, I'll let you guys elaborate on anything or add anything. But we're going to start with Todd Downing. And again, I want to preface what I'm going to say about him as an offensive coordinator with, I get it that when you have 13 turnovers in 4 games, it could be Jesus Christ himself with a headset on calling plays. It's going to set you up for failure. I understand that. Okay. I'm not saying that he in any way, shape, or form had anything to do with the fumbles and the horrible throws and, just all the quirky turnovers we've had over the past 4 games. But what I will say is this: the guy is way in over his head with what he tries to do with what he has available to him. And I am fucking sick of it. This is another game in which Deontay Foreman and a little bit of Hilliard, but mostly Foreman, was literally taking out his nuts and laying it across the forehead of all 11 Steelers that faced him on the field yesterday. And yet when it mattered the most, we went away from it. It makes no sense. I'm sorry. Todd Downing is not smarter than every other defensive coordinator in the league. He's not, okay? So all the people that want to say, oh, well, you tried to catch them off guard by doing this instead of that. No, come on, guys. Wake up and smell the fucking roses. He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible, okay? We had a situation again yesterday. It's 2nd and 6 with a minute to go on the 16-yard line with 2 timeouts. You don't have to throw there. Okay, I got a little bit of an argument with my dad about it, and maybe at this point in the day today, he might agree with me now, but you don't have to throw there. You can still run it. And now let's rewind it a little bit more. It's 1st and 10. Again, we're in Pittsburgh's end. We're running at will. All right, let's drop back, get our quarterback fucking demolished, have to hold everyone on earth to still have him get sacked and set us up for 1st and 20. Now, mind you, the gods gave us a favor and let us get out of that. But it doesn't change the fact that it's still stupid. Foreman was every goddamn carry he had. He was running at will. And we just decided to move away from it, give the game away, let Racy fucking McMath have the fucking ball in his hands, which he should never have the ball in his fucking hands yet until until he can do something that is not in an important situation. Okay, he should never have the fucking ball in his hands. I know he's got to be out there, but he should always be the last target. And fumbled snaps. It's just I'm tired of it. Now, quickly to go into Tano before I let you guys elaborate. He's not he's slightly above average. I'm sorry, he is. Okay, there's 2 kinds of quarterbacks in this league. When you want to talk about quarterbacks that are good enough to win playoff games and possibly Super Bowls. There's playmakers and there's play executors, okay? This guy is a play executor. You put excellent talent around him. You tell him X is going here, Y is going here. Here's where you need to meet him with the ball. Boom, boom, boom. He can do that very, very well, and that's why I still believe he can possibly win us a Super Bowl. He is not a playmaker, okay? He is not a zit on the ass of Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, even Joe Burrow. I would even argue that maybe Garoppolo is better than him. I mean, he doesn't do anything extra to make you fear him with the ball in his hands. He doesn't. I'm sorry. Still support him. Still want him. Still, we're going to let this ride out this year, see where we go. But I used to back this dude up till the fucking cows came home that he was a top 10 talent level quarterback. He's not. He's a system quarterback that needs an elite running back behind him and two very good receivers in front of him, and he can do what's necessary to win. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's written in stone, but those are my thoughts. If these 4 games haven't shown you that, regardless of who's out there, I don't know what will. Protection's awful too. Not going to say it's not. But again, he's not elusive. In 2021, if you want to be a successful quarterback and you don't have the accuracy of Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, you need to be elusive. Herbert is elusive. Josh Allen's elusive. Lamar Jackson's elusive. Kyler Murray is elusive. These guys make plays when it doesn't seem like there's going to be one to be made. Tannehill doesn't do that. He doesn't. And no matter who's out there, because every game that's win or go home that Derrick Henry hasn't taken us all the way to the finish line, you won't find him. He doesn't do it. So it's frustrating in that sense too. Now, I'm still going to give him the benefit of doubt. Hopefully he gets all his guys back and we make a playoff run. But he is not a playmaker. He is a play executor. And if you have an open mind, you'll understand what I'm saying. My tangent is over. I will turn it over to the two of you. Vinny, you want to start us off today?
Yeah. First, I want you to breathe.
Breathe. My veins are fucking popping. Woo.
That's how I was yesterday, trust me.
Like fucking garden hoses, bro. Relax.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, to echo what you said, last week, I know I went on a bit of a tangent about how I was getting annoyed with people hating on the offense. And I thought that it was a little unwarranted because of, what we've gone through, with the turnover, from the team last year where we just lost a lot of players. Our offensive line been banged up all year. Let's face it, the Julio thing hasn't worked out. Let's just accept the fact that he's probably washed, and it's a shame because, John Robinson gambled and, we love him for that, but it just hasn't worked out. So I was looking for excuses to say, you know what, this offense, hasn't had any help. We've injuries, no continuity. But now I'm to the point where it's, the game was winnable yesterday. I agree that we should have just ran the ball. I said it in the group chat on that last drive, run the ball every fucking play. And I don't care if we don't convert on 4th down or score a touchdown. I want us to put our team in the best position possible. And doing that yesterday meant running the ball. Deontay Foreman, I hope he's a Titan for a long time. He is like a lesser version of a Henry, obviously, maybe not as high praise, but a similar run style, some pop to his game, physical. I like him a lot. So why not feed him the ball until the wheels fall off? And they almost did fall off because he got banged up at the end of the game. But yeah, the play calling at the end was atrocious. Westbrook-Akina, I don't know how you stop your route a yard short of the sticks there. And what really worries me is that throughout the course of a season, the fundamentals should be the last thing you should have to worry about at the end of a year. A la fumbled snaps, a la, fumbles in general and turnovers in general. That's something that by the end of the year, you should have down pat and you shouldn't have to worry about that, especially when we're dealing with what we're dealing with injury-wise. So I was disappointed, top to bottom. The only bright side is the defense, and you feel bad for them because you feel like, they can't catch a fucking break. They kept us in the last few games, and we can't seem to get out of our own way offensively. We're turning the ball over. Our play calling is predictable. It's atrocious. And, I know there's, like I said last week, a lot of reasons why we're struggling offensively, but these guys are still professional athletes, and we still have to find a way to make it fucking work. And you feel like yesterday when the number 1 seed is on the line, you have to show up in every which way. And, I just don't like the lack of urgency I feel like we have offensively. And I sound like I'm a Tannehill guy. I like him, but I would have loved him to drop his nuts yesterday and lead us on a game-winning fucking drive, make a play or two. And he seems that, he's struggling to do so. And I know he's lacking a lot of talent around him, but at the end of the day, you want to see him put his team on his shoulders for at least a game or a drive. You know what I mean? Other than that, though, the silver lining is the defense. David Cunningham looked great. Our defensive front looked good. So we just got to hope and pray offensively we get healthier in the next couple of weeks. And it's no longer, the number one seed on our mind. Now we have to win the division, because if we blow that, then we got to go on the road. And we're already behind the 8 ball with, our injuries and whatnot. So we need every advantage possible going forward. And I'm worried right now because our schedule is not easy. The Niners on a short week, they're rolling. I know we have to play the Texans again. We should take care of business there, but the Dolphins are rolling. So our last 3 games, we have to win 2 out of 3 to secure the division. So I'll leave it all for Jarrett to, finish up.
There's not much more for me to talk about, so I'm going to elaborate on a couple things because you guys touched on a lot. But first, I want to start off by yesterday. The officiating was fucking atrocious, and it's getting worse in the NFL every year. And yesterday fucked us the biggest, with the Jeffrey Simmons sack. I'm not going to be talking about the defense because you guys hit that, and the defense is not what we're here to talk about. It's the offense, and the play calling, like you guys said. And shame on John Robinson for not addressing the offensive line and the tight end issue, because Nate Davis and Quisenberry have been a fucking liability on the right-hand side of the line. And you're telling me Mitchell Schwartz is sitting on his couch and you can't bring that guy in to replace Quisenberry? It really is atrocious. 13 points we're averaging over the last 3 games. Oh, no, 3 times we scored 13 out of 4. So, it's just unacceptable. And the way yesterday even ended, you're running your route short. It's a mess over there. And going down the stretch right now, you got a 5-1 49ers team coming in, and you got a 6 in a row Dolphin team that's coming, off 6 wins. This fan base literally needs a reality check, and 10-7 is staring us right in the face with second place in the division. I hate to say it to you guys, because I don't see this team winning 2 games down the stretch, and that's sad to say.
No, of course not. Anyone with half a brain wouldn't think that's
with this offense going
like
forward.
A probability. No, of course
with
not.
This offense going forward, I don't see it happening.
And I made a tweet very recently. Julio Jones has to play on Thursday. I don't give a fuck.
He's not playing. So just get that over your head.
Well, listen.
He's done.
AJ's got a better chance than him.
Well, again, we don't know that, because the bottom line is this. I think John Robinson might be thinking in his head at this point.
Fuck it.
13 million. For Christ's sake, unless he tells me he's not playing, he's fucking playing, because his presence on the field is way more important than the production he puts out yardage wise. And, you got like a hint of a chance to get some offensive momentum if he's out there. Again, Ryan Tannehill, and I said this yesterday too, doesn't seem to look his way at all when he's on the field. You want to complain about whether or not he's open or he's not healthy enough. He doesn't even look. Another pet peeve of mine, and I don't want to just pile this shit on, because again, just like Marcus Mariota did, the cards are stacked against him right now. They're stacked against him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the guy doesn't really go through his progressions. If you watch him regularly, his head ain't moving too much.
He locks in.
And if somebody who's more of a film nut than me wants to prove me wrong, please be my guest. But I'm looking at this guy.
I've got a lot of those on Twitter, though.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. I'm watching this guy's fucking head on every drop back. And it looks like he's wearing a neck brace half the time. And that's a problem. A 13-year veteran who we all back up and say is a top 10 or a top half caliber quarterback should be going through his fucking progressions and maybe looking at the 6-time All-Pro that he has on the field, or however many All-Pros he has. But you know what I mean? Like, it seems like he's always locking on Westbrook-Akina or Cody Hollister, and here we go. Julio is on his left side. He's not even looking that way. So, that's another thing too. And again, I don't want to harp on it, but the gloves are off for me with Tannehill. The fumble that he didn't even fucking try to get. Did anyone notice that? Like me and my dad did. He just looked right the fuck at it, and it was like, okay, another turnover. Oh well, that pissed me off. And me and my dad were hot after that because they showed the replay, and he just stared at it, just like Cam Newton did in what was it, the Super Bowl or whatever.
Yeah.
It was really bad. So I need Ryan Tannehill to prove me wrong now. I'm done defending him. Let me tell you something. Cody Hollister can catch. He can catch.
Yeah.
If you throw the ball to him and it touches his hands, he's usually catching it. So outside of the protection, which is very, very bad, I'm never gonna hold him accountable for how bad his protection is. But if you're an offensive coordinator, you got to figure out a way to get the ball out of his hands quicker. Like, look at what fucking New England does. I mean, obviously they were kind of exposed on Saturday night, but they do so many quick boom. Like, we try it. It doesn't work as well as they
I think we did it once with Chester Rogers yesterday.
Yeah, and then of course the interception we tried, it was a fucking disastrous fucking play call on a 3rd and 3, which again, I mean, I could just go on and on about
run the ball twice there, man.
skull.
Like
run the ball twice there.
Going into it, like coming with points. We're talking about the offense and everything. Yesterday they had a 19-play fucking drive that took almost 10 and a half minutes off the clock for 64 yards and a fucking field goal. You got to punch that ball in the end zone. All right, talking about scheme-wise and all that other shit. It's the same thing with the offense. You can't come away with 3 fucking points and average 13 points and expect to win a game when the defense is holding teams to field goals and 7 points, 1 touchdown in 8 quarters and 4 fucking field goals in 8 quarters. You tell that to any single Titan fan or any team, any fan across the league, that's 2 wins right there.
And we want to complain about the skill players that are available. And I understand if you want to take that route, because in a way it's true. But let's not forget, which I alluded to earlier today, we have 700 yards rushing in the last 4 games.
Without Henry.
You're 1-3 with 700 fucking yards rushing, and you can't score shit. That's a problem. Now, listen, the fumbles in against New England, I mean, it obviously was a game changer. And that game, maybe I'll cut you some slack.
Because of the weather, it was a little tougher.
But I don't want to hear it. If you're running like the way we're running, you should be able to figure something out offensively to get something going through the air. And I mean, come on. I mean, the protection's bad, but you're running the ball so easily. You should be able to expose a defense and get points and get in the end zone when you're doing that. That is the recipe for success offensively, is to be able to run the ball. And we've been doing it week and week and week, and we're not getting anything out of it. And I'm sorry, we can't cry wolf about the weapons he has when he's got a run game. I'm sorry, you just can't. So
what the weapons they have, and they do try to stack the box. We're still running fucking on 100, 200 yards a game, and we had two games over 200 plus yards, and we still lost those games.
Yes.
And I still don't understand how Golden Tate is still on the practice squad. He has to be better than fucking Chester Rogers, Nick Westbrook-Akina, or Cody Hollister.
Listen,
I don't get it.
I'm throwing my hands up now about that.
I don't get it.
It's so pathetic that people think they know so much more than everyone else. And I'm not claiming to know more than anyone. I'm just saying, as a fan of football, the guy isn't 60. Okay. He's younger than Julio, is he not? Is he 30?
If you don't know the fucking playbook, all he has to go in the huddle is Tannehill's got to say, all right, run a fade, run a flag, run a post, just put him out there.
Yeah.
Let him return a punt. I don't give a fuck. Put the ball in his hands. It's getting frustrating too. It's becoming laughable. I mean, what the fuck was the point of signing him? To think that we're going to get a healthy Julio, a healthy AJ, and a rejuvenated Golden Tate, all healthy and ready to go by the playoffs, and we're just going to mesh like that. It's not going to happen.
Listen, if we could dumb down the playbook for Vince Young, essentially to what was a Madden play type playbook, where it's like slant play and heavy slant, that's all you're really saying, then we should be able to get Golden Tate in there and say, okay, my friend, you're going to go here and then you're going to slant this way, and that's it. I'm not even getting into that anymore. It is what it is. If we get AJ back Thursday, I'll survive with another week without Golden Tate, and we'll throw Reese McMahon in there to just stand there and block. And maybe,
which, by the way, he was down yesterday. I mean, how the fuck you don't know his shin? I'm not one to bitch and complain about it.
That's the officiating I'm talking about.
I don't like going that route, because you can make an argument probably on every fucking play But I mean, when what's the point of having a replay when his shin was clearly down and they didn't overturn it? Like I don't get it. You know what I mean?
What
I don't know. I don't know.
what about calling roughing the passer when a 350-pound man throws another 325-pound man into a guy? How are you supposed to stop yourself in midair? How's that roughing the
Yeah.
passer?
Yeah, well, they
Come
say
on,
that
it's bullshit. Swiping of the legs and bullshit. How you doing that midair?
Yeah, officiating
Yeah.
was
Come on, man.
disgrace. Yeah,
Get
no,
the fuck out of here.
officiating was very, very bad, very, very one-sided. And again, it's an unbiased opinion. It really is. They were just not doing us any favors. And that one touchdown drive that Pittsburgh had was completely gifted by the officiating crew because they couldn't do a fucking thing against our defense, which I feel more bad for this defense and Shane Bowen and
Absolutely.
Jim Schwartz than anyone else in this organization, because they went out of this bye week and they're holding the teams to less than 3 points a quarter in these last two games. And they only got one win to show for it. And it's a fucking disgrace. They say defense wins championships, but you know, the 21 Titans might prove a lot of people wrong because we got dominant defense and we're getting 20 points against Jacksonville.
Speaking of
and
dominance,
one touchdown against Pittsburgh.
seven out of the 11 drives Pittsburgh went out 3 and out yesterday. Again, another stat you would think that the Titans would win the football game.
Half of those drives
yards,
started at the 50-yard line or closer.
and bailing out with field goals. I mean, this team needed one touchdown drive to win that game yesterday. One, and they couldn't get it.
All
You
right,
know
guys.
what's funny? I feel like it's the story of our lives with the Titans. Like last year, offensively, we were just boom, 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 clicking on all cylinders. The defense couldn't fucking stop a nosebleed. This year, the defense over one off season completely rejuvenated itself. Sentiments of the AFC title team, their defense was playing lights out at the end of the year, and our offense couldn't pick it up. And then last year was the offense was killing it. The defense couldn't stop nothing. So it's just like, what the fuck? I mean, we can't get our offense rolling, our defense rolling at the same fucking time. I mean, God forbid.
We can't have nice things.
No, you can't. And I said it. I don't know if I said it to you guys before we even started the podcast or to my buddies. I've said it. I had such a it was too good to be true. We were rolling so well in the beginning of the year with Henry and winning games and getting hot and beating the Colts, and like you just felt like the castle was gonna fucking crumble, and like because like you said, we can't have nice things, and it's just but listen, we have 3 weeks left. We're gonna make the playoffs whether we win the division or not. We just have to hope and pray that Henry returns. We can fucking get Julio back, let him play until the hamstrings fall off the bones. Hopefully AJ is in the right place mentally when he comes back and physically. But yeah, it just seems like this season is just like a fucking looks like Donald Trump's signature, man. It's just up and fucking down, dude. It's frustrating. And you know what cracks me up too with Downing is like you're running the ball and you're doing it well. Why outsmart yourself? It's not just him. Coordinators in general always like to get fucking cute at the wrong times on 3rd and 3. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because the only thing we don't need right there is a fucking interception. We are running the ball at will. Run it 2 times to get 3 yards. And guess what? If you run on 3rd down, you run on 4th down, you don't get it. Guess what? We can live with that. But you call some bullshit and he throws an interception, and then we know what happens next. But I mean, it's just like you have a formula, fucking stick with it. I mean, come on.
One thing I'll say just real quick to mirror what, or not mirror, but just in addition to what you said. Last year, that game against Baltimore in the playoffs.
Our defense showed up.
Defense was not the reason we lost that game. The offense was nowhere to be found in the second half, and the wheels fell off.
We went punting the ball on 4th and 2 with, on the 50-yard line. That was, I still,
and let me tell you something else. And this is a lot of people have not even wanted to touch this, but I have to, because again, like I'll say once, I'll say it a million times. I'm a realist. I'll give everyone credit when it's due.
We all are.
We all are. We'll give the credit where it's due, but you got to also give that too. Vin Kern's been, but he did okay after that one botched one. Yeah. You got to start putting some blame on Vrabel here. Okay. Yeah. I mean, for Christ's sake, Everything goes through him. So he's got to stop, giving all of his staff all the credit in the world and trusting them no matter what, and say to himself, what the fuck are we doing? We're running this ball at will. And we just gave it back to him because of turnovers, which, mind you, you would have thought after Houston, that's all they'd work on. The whole practice every day, ball protection. Clearly not, because we're still fumbling it like a bunch of fucking idiots. He's got to take some of the blame here.
Oh, no, absolutely. And it's what I said earlier. As the season goes on, the fundamentals of the game should be the last thing a team has to worry about. Bobbled snaps, fumbles, fucking dumbass penalties. But it seems like as the season's progressing, we've fallen apart to the point where we even can't take that for granted. I mean, how long has Tannehill had his hands under Ben Jones's ass? 3 years now? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. That first fumble, that ball was fucking, it wasn't high and tight. I mean, and don't get me started on the tight end position. I saw Teron Davenport tweeted not too long ago, and one of my best friends went to Coastal Carolina, so he had me watching them as they've gotten better the last few years. There's a tight end from Coastal Carolina, Isaiah Likely. He's a playmaker. Teron Davenport spoke about him not too long ago.
A meme about him, right? Does he wear number 4?
Yeah, he's really fucking good. He's about 6'4", 230, kind of built like Jonnu. But yeah, he's someone we need to target in the first or second round. No, I think first round we probably should address offensive line again. But Isaiah Likely.
I'm sick of that shit.
Yeah, let's that's a can of worms. I think we should leave closed right now until we have to. Let's get into the top performers and bottom performers. Jared, you start us off. I think the top performer is an easy one. And again, bottom performer, just, take your pick. But go ahead. Give us your thoughts on that.
Definitely top performer is going to be Dante Foreman. The guy's been rushing. Like, he's one of our leading rushers and one of the best playmakers on offense right now. I'm going to keep going with the offensive line with Quisenberry. Yesterday, when I was texting you guys early in the first quarter, I think it may have been the first drive, TJ Watt came in on the right-hand side, and Nate Davis and Quisenberry couldn't fucking block this guy. He's a swinging bifold door at the right tackle position. And it's getting to be a huge liability for this team going forward.
Vin?
I want to say Dante Foreman obviously had a great fucking game, but I'll show some love to Zach Cunningham. Zach Cunningham. I'm sorry, my apologies. But
Justin Simmons.
Yeah, Justin Simmons. Fuck, right? Even they got the fan base fucked up right now. But I like he stepped in, made some fucking plays. I think hopefully he's a Titan for years to come, but I like the fact that he stepped right in, didn't seem like he missed a step, and made some plays, and hopefully as weeks goes on, he can keep playing at a high level, because trust me when I say, and you guys know as well as I, we're going to fucking need every defensive play we can get down the stretch for things to go our way. Offensively, I got to go. Tannehill's, he's wearing thin on my patience, especially because I was one of those people who always kind of tried to make excuses for him, especially this year, defend him. But, dude, you got to let your fucking nuts drop, bro. You got to put your fucking team on your back for one game, one drive. Give me something, dude. If anything in life, no matter what, I like when someone shows a little bit of fucking balls. You know what I mean? It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to lose. But it's not okay to fucking curl up in a ball and not even try. So that fumble that he didn't even attempt to dive, that pissed me the fuck off. And just the fact that I just feel like he just seems extremely complacent. I don't know. I mean, he's going on vacation with his wife during the bye week and this and that. And I understand, dude, live your life. But I mean, come on, you're the quarterback of a team that could win a Super Bowl. Act like you care a little bit fucking more. Scream, yell, do something. Yeah. I mean, he just seems like he's not in it right now for whatever reason. I guess if I was coming home to that wife every night and I made $25 million a year, I might not care as much either. But at the end of the day, dude, like, come on, have some respect for yourself and want to win a fucking game, because I mean, the talent's there. As much as we're hating on him, I mean, I do think he is a top 12 to 15 quarterback in the league. Maybe not top 10. Top 10 when he has the talent around him, but I mean, the guy's still got ability. And I mean, put the fucking team on your shoulders just one time, especially when the number one seed is on the line. And now and now we're like behind the eight ball because, we're looking at, we went from having the one seed again to like, fuck, now we can't have a bad game because Indy's on our ass. Yeah. So,
You guys notice that smirk he has on his face 24/7? That bothers me. I got to be honest. The guy smiles. The guy will smile after every pick he has. And everyone's kind of like giving Brady shit because he had a tantrum last night. Me personally, that's what I want to see. Okay, and get who are you to give Brady any shit? The guy's been at 10 fucking Super Bowls, won 7 of them. The guy can do whatever he fucking wants, and that's why he gets away with whatever he wants, and nobody says anything when he goes on his tantrums because he's the best to ever do it. So, I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see Tannehill break one of those fucking Microsoft tablets. That would make me feel happy. So,
Exactly. Show some balls, dude. Act like you give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck, at least act like it.
Yeah. So my top performer is Foreman. Let me tell you something. Foreman, like I said this yesterday, Foreman should be Henry's backup next year without question.
Oh, definitely.
I might get some flack for this, but I got to be honest. I don't know if Henry gets that conversion yesterday that Foreman got. And the reason being is Henry's so strong up top and he runs so up and down, which is great. And he's the best in the world. But Foreman had to really lower his shoulder and push through the bottom of the pile to get that extra half yard. And I don't know if Henry would have been able to do that. So even as strong as Henry is, because he's just so tall and, everyone at least tries to go after his legs. So for those situations, he's perfect. I'm very happy with him. Without question, deserves top performer yesterday. The bottom is definitely Downing. I'm not even going to give it to a player. It's the coaching staff in general. Still fumbling every fucking ball, fumbling everything. The McMath one wasn't a fumble, but for Christ's sake, you got drafted. You got your fucking opportunity. Hold that fucking ball, man. I mean, at least Foreman and Hilliard, you have seen since that Houston game have really went out of their way to try to protect the ball and hold on to the ball in every possession they have. Ferguson's a joke. I can't believe I ever defended him. Yeah, I wish he was cut yesterday. I mean, he's just he had a big catch in the second half. You could say he made up for it. I don't give a fuck. That was a momentum swing fumble. There's just the coaching staff in general, outside of Bowen and everyone involved in the defense, Schwartz and the defensive line coaches, all of them deserve all the praise in the world. Offense, everyone involved in the offense deserves an F grade. I mean, it was just despicable. So let's move on to this Thursday night game real quick. We're facing a better defense, a better offense, short week, semi-desperate, probably more desperate than the Saints or the Steelers because it's a long shot the Steelers are going to make it. Which the Niners are right in the thick of things. They have a wild card as we speak. They need this game. You could argue even more badly than we do, realistically, when you're talking about getting into the playoffs. So real quick, because we got to wrap up, quick hits on what we need to do. Obviously, protection of the ball is number one, but anything else you want to throw in there?
Protection of the ball and try to run on this team. I mean, at the defense, we're going to be fine. Like I said, every week at the closing remarks of the show, the defense, I'm not worried about stopping them with Kittle and everything like that. It's just pressuring Garoppolo, stopping the run. We're number 2 at stopping the run in the league. It's just the offense has to be consistent. You can't fold in-game decisions making. Yeah, last week we scored 0 points in the second half. There's got to be adjustments and everything. But this is the first time in a year and a half, and I'm speaking for you guys too, probably, I have a gut-wrenching, future I can see that this team is the season's gonna fall apart and go to 10-7, and we might possibly not even get into the playoffs. We may get the 7th seed. I don't know, but I have a gut-wrenching feeling that this is how it's going to end sour for us. And I don't want it to be.
Yeah, we'd essentially have to lose out. We'd have to lose out, which oh my God, isn't a Mega Millions, pick from happening. That's for sure.
The way
I
we're
mean,
playing,
the Texans have a recipe to beat us,
it's fucking killing me right now as a
but
fan.
I feel like that's really what would have to happen for us to miss the dance. I don't foresee that happen. Vin, real quick hits for beating the 49ers.
I want to see some good fundamental football. No fumbles, no bobbled snaps. Act like you're a professional fucking athlete. Show the fuck up, because guess what? The best teams show up when their back's against the wall. I want to see the Titans team that showed up when we played the Rams. When nobody gave us a fucking shot, everyone was down on us, our back was against the wall, and we showed the fuck up. I want to see us show the fuck up. Good fundamental football. I want to see Tannehill make a fucking play. I want Todd Downing to stick to the fucking script, not outsmart himself. And, it's not going to be an easy out, because San Fran is extremely well coached. They have talent all the fuck over, from Kittle to Samuel to Ayuk to whichever fucking running back they want to use, Mitchell, whoever the fuck. They just seem like they're scoring at will right now. We know who's on the defensive line. Our fellow Paisan, Mr. Bosa. He's a fucking stud. So I don't wish COVID on anybody, but we might need the fucking COVID monster to help us out this week, because
Yeah.
I don't foresee us. I hate to say it, to be pessimistic. It's going to be a tough game to win. I guess it could be tough. They have to fly across the country on a short week. I don't know. But let's not forget too. Dante Foreman's banged up right now. I'm sure he'll play, but he got hurt pretty bad at the end of the game. So he's going to be fucking sore until fucking Thursday night. So I hope they load him up with all the Toradol fucking possible, because if he can't play, then you better watch a Christmas movie on Thursday night, because there ain't going to be much to watch in Nashville. So
Yeah.
I want good fun. I want good fun among the football, and I want us to act like we fucking have our backs against the wall, because we do.
Yeah. Hold on. Protect the football. You're going to win this game. I think the defense is good enough that they'll be able to handle business. And all we need is maybe a touchdown or two, and we can take care of business. Hold on to football, win the game. All right, that's it. So however you're listening to this, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us. We're going to have a short week, so we're going to have another show in just a few days. And this is it. We got to start winning football games. Got to get momentum going, or else we're fucked. So we'll see you guys in a few days. And as always, tighten up.
I know.
Tighten up.
Hold on to the goddamn ball. Peace.